and let's start. So before going to today's session, do you have any doubts from a previous session, update set, creating table, anything? Sharath, Sohel, Saikiran, not on mute. Right? Can you hear me? Hello. Can you people hear me?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, yes, Gautam. Now I can hear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was asking like before going to today's session, do you have any questions from previous session, update set, tables or form, something?
No, Gautam.
Okay. Okay, because that was configuration part, and from today we are going into scripting part. Okay. So let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible. Yes, right?
Yes, yes, Gautam.
Yeah. So in ServiceNow, we have two types of scripting. That is client side scripting and server side scripting. Okay. So as you people know, what is client side scripting? Like whenever we are writing some script that should run on browser side, we call that as a client script, like which will perform on browser itself. Okay. And like in simple words, if you have on change of any field, you want to display some other data record, so we will write a client script for that. And next is server side script. So if you request something and it will hit your server and it will get your response back, then we say that as server side script. Like these are the simple terms we use, like for client side and server side. If you want to get exact definition for client side and server side, you can get that. Okay. So yesterday, as I told you, like we need to have knowledge about JavaScript. So have you people gone through JavaScript basics, like how we can create a variable, like how we can set a value, get a value? Have you people gone through that? Saikiran, Sohel, Sharath.
Yes.
Yes, Gautam.
Okay, okay, okay. So till yesterday we have seen that we can create a table, we can create a field, we can how we can insert a value, that dependent choice. All those things were out of box, like no configuration is needed. But if you need anything more than out of box, and if you want to integrate your ServiceNow system with any other than other tool, or you want to automate any other automate any process, we will use scripting here. So let me write that things here. So 80% of the time we will not use script. Okay, when to use script to make Okay, so these are the three purpose scenarios where we create our scripting. Okay, and when you start any project, like any project from scratch, so you can expect, like, for starting 3 to 4 months, you will not have a single line of script in that. When your table, your application menu, your module, all those things are defined, and only after that you will come to scripting part. Okay, as in last 8 classes we have seen, right, there is no need of any script. So that is the initial setup, and after that we will use our scripting part. So as I told you that we have two types of scripting in ServiceNow: client side script and server side script. So in client side script we have again two types, and server side script we have again two types. So we will list down those. Client side script. So in client side script we have one thing again that will called as client script. So just don't forget this. Like this question are for freshers, like how many types of script are there in ServiceNow? So there is client side script, server side script. So what are the things in client side script? So you can see client side script, again client script and UI policy. Okay, and there is one more thing, I will take that later. First these two. Okay, so again in that client script, so in using this client script, we can write code like on change. Like on change we have in JavaScript, right? On change of any field, then on submit. Sorry. On cell edit. On load. So these are the 4 types of scripts we have under client script. So you know what is on change because we have same thing in JavaScript. We have on submit. Whenever we submit our form, we can write this. On cell edit, like we have list layout, right? So on list view also, I told you that we can edit fields. So if you edit there, we can run some script on the background. And we have onload of our form. We have same thing in JavaScript. So before going to this class, please go through these JavaScript methods again. Okay, that is client script. And again in UI policy, like what are the things we can achieve in UI policy? We can make some field mandatory. We can make some field read only. We can make something visible, true or false. Like we can make that visible or we can hide that. If that was JavaScript, like if that was some other coding language like .NET or Java, so there we have to write a code for our JavaScript, right? To hide read only, true or false, display true or false, those things. Here we can write, even we can even write actually that from scripting, but easy part is we can use UI policy. No need of any script, just for making this mandatory read only and visible. No need of any script. But if you have any condition based, then we need to write script. Like we will see use cases of each and every one line by line. Okay. So you can see client side, we are not doing anything on database. Okay, just these are on browser things, like on change, on submit, on sell, on load. Just we are doing something on browser side, but nothing, we are not doing anything on server side. Okay, so for that we have this script, server side scripting. one is business rule. Then we have script include. So as we have two types in client side, similarly we have two types in server side. So that is one is business rule and one is script include. So just remember all this, like in client side script we have these two, and in business server side script we have these two, because these are the four common things you will write every day in ServiceNow, and you have to know first of all which script to be used and which one to be used. Okay, so in business rule what we will do, like we have let me open one form and we can get all that data from there, so you can understand. Okay, I'm closing this. I'm going to incident form, create new, on left go to the top, you can click directly on these three lines, or you can directly click on this gray line left hand click here. On configure you will have these options that we have seen: client script, we have seen UI policy, then we have business rule, and the second one is UI actions. Sorry, not UI actions. Where is script include? Okay, script include is not showing here, but you can see that in all. So I'm opening business rule for now. So for now I'm opening any existing business rule, or else let me take a new one. I don't know why my system is slow today. Yeah. So in business rule, like we have seen in clients that we have on change, on submit, on load, on sell, edit, right? So in business rule also we have four types. When to run, well, like before, after, asynchronous, and display. These are the four types of business rules. Okay, so coming to this, before, after, asynchronous, and display business. Okay. And what it will run, like before what, after what is asynchronous, what is display. So we will look that just with simple example. Like you can select before here, before inserting, before updating, before deleting, or before querying. Querying means like in list view, like incident dot list. So we are querying there, right? So we can apply some code there also, like we're querying, like we have 1,000 records, and we have those records of different assignment areas. So if you want to show any particular records to particular assignment group people, so there you can write query business rule. So only people of people of a networking group can see only networking related incidents, but they can't see all the incidents. So you can query those using this. Okay. Then similarly, after insert, after update, after delete, after query. Then we have asynchronous. Asynchronous also same, after insert, update, delete, and query. Then we have display business rule. So display business rule, it is also same like on load. Whenever we load our form, we will see this display business rule. Like we will see the real-time examples so you can understand there. Okay. This tab is not opening. And here you can select the condition from here, like before, after, something, and you can write your script here. Okay. So that is business rule. And we have a script include. Like script include, we write our database queries or anything. So you will see that in future classes. But in simple words, script include is a code which we can reuse every time. Like we can write that code at once, and we can call that multiple times, so instead of writing code again and again. So in simple words, I am giving that as multi usable code. Okay. Same in JavaScript, same in .NET also. Like Sharath, if you remember, like we will write a function and we can call that function again and again wherever required, but we will not write that same script again and again, right? So that is the purpose of script include here. So we will write that code once and we will use again and again. For small example, like I have a script, like whenever how we can tell, like I need details of an employee. Like I need his email ID, I need his manager name, I need his phone number, and I have written that script in script include. And I want to call that in, like I want to know that details from incident management, so I will call directly this script. And in future, some other developer need problem management developer need to call that details, so he will not write that code again and again. Instead of that, he will call the already written code. Okay. So that is the purpose. And other than this four, we will see one more option, that is UI action. UI action I have not mentioned in client side script and server side script, because that comes under both. It will be client side script and it will be server side script. So I will write that in both for your knowledge. UI action. Okay. And here also I will write that as UI action, because we will have a checkbox on the form. If we click on that, it will become client side. If we didn't click, it will be server side. So that is the difference. Okay. So what can we do using a UI action? So we can create button. Sharath, you asked me like last week, right? How we can create the buttons. So we will create the buttons using UI action, and we will write script inside that. So UI buttons. Then we can have list menus. Sorry. So you have seen that we can write event buttons, and we can even like we have seen insert and stay on save, all those buttons, right? But those were not sometimes those were buttons, and sometimes we have seen that in list menu. So we can create a list, and we can even create a button using UI actions. So that is the purpose. So we will go in detail, like what are the classes inside client side script and what are the classes inside server side script, if you are okay with these two topics. If you have any queries till here, you can ask me those.
Clear, Gautam, from my side.
Okay, right? Yeah. Okay. So next thing is, okay, client side. So client side glide classes. So I have told you in first classes that ServiceNow was earlier called as GlideSoft till 2004, and later it changed its name to ServiceNow. So all the classes, all the coding things we see in ServiceNow will have Glide words, because though a company was with GlideSoft name earlier. Okay. So we have some classes on the client hand side, and we have some classes on the server side. So we will see those. Give me a minute. I will list those down. So one is Glide Ajax. Then we have, I am listing by priority. We will use that in a daily life. So I'm using those. Then we use Glide User. Then we have Glide Menu. Then we have Glide List. Then we have Glide Dialog Window. Sorry. So these are 6 Glide classes we have client side. Let me add this to point 3 because this can't be on here. So just I will give one pointer explanation about this, because we will see this in detail when we are working practically. Okay. So glide from, these are first of all, these are client side. So client side means I told you that on change, on load, on submit, on cell edit, all those things, right? So we inside that we will have some glide classes, glide form. So on we will using glide form, we can access all the fields we have on our form, like we can get data or we can set data. Like for example, we have a field name, for example, we have a short description field on the form. If you want to get data from that, if you want to set data from to that field, we can use glide form and we can perform that action. So that is a simple example. You can do many things, but this is the basic thing I am adding here because you have knowledge about these things. Then we have a glide user. So like we have a login user, like here I have login as system administrator. And if you want to pull the data of system administrator, like sorry, you want to get the data of login user, so you can use glide user, and you can fetch his like his first name, his last name, his sys id, that user's full name. Okay. And you can even check what are his roles. Like you can see in views I have written has roles, right? So you can check if what are the roles that person has. Okay, those things. And you can even check if like we have some groups like a networking group, all those groups we have created. So you can even check what to which group this person is member. So you can find group member. So these are the things, basic things which we can get through glide user. Okay. Then we have a topic called as glide ajax. So as I told you that we have script include, right, which is a multi-purpose code. So that script include we can call actually in server side also, and we can call that client side also. If you call that script in client side, like you have written on change, and you are calling that script include inside that on change client script, and so for that purpose we use glide ajax. And if this is compulsory question, like what is the purpose of glide Ajax in interview? So it has only one purpose, to call script include in client side script. Okay, this is the only purpose. Okay, nothing more than this. Then we have glide menu. So we have menus on our forms, right? We can perform some action on that. You can understand this better in when we are doing practical. Okay, to make modifications on menu. Glide list. So same like glide form, we have glide list. If you want to make something on a list view, we can use this. So same like get value, set value, or something like that, but on list view. Okay. So, and this is dialog box. So same like we have a dialog boxes in JavaScript to show something like prompt to take the acceptance like yes or no. If you want to delete or no, we can use this glide dialog window. Okay. Perform